It's super warm out there today. In fact, I kind of have to call it hot, but it's actually going to get so much hotter later in the week. In fact, we could hit around 100 degrees for the first time this year in Oklahoma City. We have not done that yet. We've seen several of those in western Oklahoma, though. And the big picture just kind of show you we've got a boundary, a stationary front to the north, and along that eventually we will expect some of these rain and storms to move into parts of northern Oklahoma. But right now we do have a few showers in the far western part of the Panhandle, but that's exactly what it is. No thunderstorms, no lightning strikes in Oklahoma at this point. This is our Guthrie camera, part of our Pike Pass Skycam network. Lots of sun and it's very warm. It's 90 degrees. We've got a dew point of 68, so it feels more like 93 degrees with a south-southwest wind at 8 miles an hour. Temperatures range from the upper 80s in the northeast to the mid 90s in the southwest, and where we have had some clouds and some rain, temperatures still in the 60s in parts of Cimarron County, 79 degrees right now in Guyman. Here's where that boundary is. Behind it, we have more of a northeast wind between 5 to 10, not ahead of it. It's a south wind between about 10 to 15 to up to around 20. Today, dew points are going to be a lot higher, mainly east of I-35, so that is actually why we do have that heat index anywhere between the upper 90s to low 100s already at this hour. And that is where we have that heat advisory that goes throughout the rest of this evening. It shouldn't get quite that hot here in Oklahoma City and areas out to the west. It's still going to be hot, but that dew point is going to be a lot lower. So just kind of looking at the big picture, we of course have that main jet stream well to the north, but the stationary front is just to the north as well, and that could help to trigger a few showers and storms later this afternoon into the evening that could become low and severe. Storm trackers will be out, but outside of that, most of the state is honestly just going to be staying just how it has been. It's going to be quiet, it's going to be hot, it's going to be a little humid. Finally, we do have this cold front that we've been tracking. It's still in the forecast. It's coming in on Saturday evening, Saturday night, so by the time we get into Sunday, it will be less hot. We're only dropping into the 80s, but that's going to make a huge difference compared to the 100 degrees that we're expecting on Saturday. And we should stay in the 80s for a couple of days after that, but eventually it does look like that heat dome is going to kind of build out to the west, and those temperatures in the 90s will come roaring back. So looking at just kind of our future cast for today, our future radar, if you will, I think by 1, 2 o'clock we could have a couple of isolated showers and storms form in the far northwest and out in the Panhandle, but they could become a little bit more numerous later this afternoon into the evening. That is where our storm trackers will be out, and some of these could become low and severe. We're talking some small hail, maybe wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. There is no tornado threat with these particular storms, at least here in Oklahoma. So again, looking at today, that boundary is going to stay to the north. Most of us won't have any rain at all. It's just going to be hot. It's going to be dry. 96 degrees in Oklahoma City, 100 in Altus, 98 in Lawton. And then for later this afternoon into the evening, that chance of rain and storms will stay in parts of north central, northwestern Oklahoma and the Panhandle, with an overall low threat that they could become low and severe. Again, small hail, maybe wind gusts as high as around 60 miles an hour, especially from Kay to up to about Harper County. That's where we could have that higher threat of seeing some severe storms. Overnight tonight, looking mostly clear and warm. Temperatures dropping down to the low 70s for most of us. And then tomorrow it does look a little hotter. 98 degrees in Oklahoma City, 97 in Ponca City, 100 degrees in Alba. By Friday, 99, around 100 degrees really all across western Oklahoma. Near 9-day forecast showing that by Saturday it does look like we're going to get to about 100 degrees even here in Oklahoma City. But that cold front's going to come through, and that's going to make a world of difference. Not only do the high temperatures drop into the 80s, but those overnight lows drop into the 60s. And man, it really makes a difference when you've got your AC going, and then, you know, at night you still have to crank it up, but hopefully we can give that a little bit of a break as we get into next week.
I was just thinking the 80s are going to feel like fall compared to that triple digit.
It's just been so hot.